In 2019, Earth's telescopes captured an unusual point crossing the sky. It wasn't an ordinary asteroid, nor a local comet. Its trajectory came from far away, from outside the solar system. Named 3I Atlas, the object traveled at an absurd speed, on a route so precise it seemed hand-drawn. But something was wrong. Its energy didn't behave like that of a natural body. And that's where the most obscure theory of all began. The idea that 3I Atlas wasn't an accidental visitor, but a weapon comet, an interstellar experiment sent by intelligences that humanity can't even imagine yet. 3I Atlas was the third interstellar object ever detected by humanity, but unlike the previous ones, it seemed alive. Its brightness pulsed at regular intervals, as if something inside it reacted to solar stimuli. Some scientists described the behavior as unusual. Others preferred to call it intelligent, because unlike any ordinary comet, 3I Atlas adjusted the pace of its own disintegration, as if it were controlling the release of energy. And that's where the question arises: what exactly was being released? According to theorists, 3I Atlas would be a cosmic experiment, a form of interstellar engineering capable of manipulating solar energy to create specific effects, perhaps destructive ones. The theory is based on an old concept that advanced civilizations could transform asteroids and comets into self-sustaining energy devices, loaded with exotic material, programmed to release radiation, electromagnetic fields, or even subatomic particles capable of altering entire systems. If this is true, 3I Atlas didn't come to observe. It came to test. Testing how a solar system reacts to a visitor carrying energy that doesn't belong to it. Spectroscopic data collected during its approach showed something that shouldn't exist, an emission pattern resembling a crystalline metallic alloy. But no comet is made of pure metal. Even the densest contain ice, dust, and rock. This detail rekindled suspicions. What if 3I Atlas was a constructed artifact, an artificial structure disguised under a layer of interstellar ice? The shape of its tail also deviated from the norm. Instead of expanding in a fan shape, it split into parallel lines, as if emanating from calculated openings. It looked like a passive propulsion system, or, according to some, the exhaust of an energy mechanism. When 3I Atlas reached its closest point to the Sun, it was expected to become extremely bright, but suddenly the brightness dropped. For several hours, solar sensors recorded magnetic anomalies, small pulses of energy that seemed to come from the same direction as the comet. Some saw this as a coincidence. Others believe it was the moment the experiment was activated. According to theorists, 3I Atlas would have used the Sun as an ignition source, absorbing part of the solar plasma to trigger an energetic reaction, an interstellar field test. The Sun, for them, would be a refueling station, and soon after this supposed activation, the comet broke into several fragments. But did it really break apart? Or did it simply divide into independent modules, each with a specific function? If 3I Atlas was a weapon, then the test has already happened, and perhaps no one noticed. After its passage, several observatories detected slight variations in cosmic radiation and in the density of the solar wind. These were subtle changes, but enough to temporarily alter Earth-space communications. These effects could be natural, or they could be the residual signature of a deliberately conducted experiment. What if Earth was unknowingly part of the test? What if 3I Atlas was the first step of a civilization trying to understand how to destroy an entire solar system without firing a single weapon? Some alternative researchers go even further. They believe that 3I Atlas was not a destructive weapon, but a creative weapon, a transmitter of biological codes capable of spreading interstellar molecules and genetic structures. A modern cosmic seeding, programmed to implant the building blocks of life on receptive worlds. The Comet, in this case, would be a kind of biological drone carrying instructions to generate life or transform it. But if that was the goal, why did the object disappear so quickly? Has it already fulfilled its purpose? The fragments of 3I Atlas have never been recovered. But in 2021, telescopes detected micro-objects orbiting the Sun with chemical traces identical to those of the original comet. Each of these fragments appears to emit small variations in brightness, as if they were synchronized. Theorists call this a pulse pattern. And some say it's a code, a type of optical communication. Interstellar, a signal sent to whoever launched it. 3I Atlas then would not have been destroyed. It would have multiplied. And now, dozens of interstellar micro-artifacts could be transmitting data about our solar system to some unknown point in the galaxy. Astronomers believe that 3I Atlas has left forever, but not everyone agrees. Some say that its trajectory was calculated to return in decades, in a cycle of observation and reactivation. If true, 3I Atlas may reappear, not as a comet, but as something much more precise, much more lethal, much more conscious. And if that day comes, humanity will discover that the first extraterrestrial attack will not come with spaceships and lasers, but with a simple body of ice, traveling silently and carrying the power of the stars. Perhaps 3I Atlas was never a threat. Or perhaps it was the first warning. A pilot test sent from a civilization that has mastered the physics of stellar energy, capable of transforming a comet into a living machine. And the most unsettling thing is to think that, if they already know how to do this, we will never see the attack arrive, because the next shooting star that crosses the sky may not be coming to shine, but to fulfill a mission. Perhaps the universe has never been a field of peace, but a laboratory where civilizations test their weapons, and Earth was just the next target of the experiment.